Welcome back to Last Stop Sports Talk. Today is Friday, September 19th, 2025, and this here is episode 98, and we got the Week 3 NFL preview coming at you this week. Keegan Kropp, Carson Kropp, I'm Cody Kropp. We're getting right into it, starting off with the all not-so-fun stuff, some injuries that have happened around the league. Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow had successful surgery for his grade 3 turf toe injury, and he's expected to miss at least the next 3 months. So we probably won't see him again this season.
Yeah, well, yeah. Whenever the Bengals,
unless Browning.
I think it's funny how the Bengals quarterbacks, they always have these kind of cool nicknames, right? The Red Rocket, not the Red Rocket, the Red Rifle.
Oh, Red Rifle.
Browning
sure.
is actually a rifle. Like it actually just kind of makes
You're
sense.
right.
Like Browning Rifle. It's right there, but nobody said it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
that's trademarked by us.
Yeah. Browning Rifle.
Boom. Vikings running back Aaron Jones with a hamstring injury has been placed on short-term IR. The Chargers' edge Khalil Mack is expected to miss a few weeks with a dislocated elbow, which looked super painful. NFL Network insiders Ian Rappaport and Mike Garafolo reported on Wednesday Mack was officially placed on IR. Yeah, that looked bad. For it to just be dislocated, it's probably good. The Panthers starting O-line injuries. Right guard Robert Hunt is being placed on season-ending IR after suffering torn biceps. Is that both?
Biceps?
Is that plural?
No. So.
There's multiple.
Yes,
sure.
the biceps means
it.
there are two muscles there. There is a long head that attaches right here. I think you can see this on camera. There's a long, or they're short. Sorry, that's a short head. Long head attaches up here. So it's two actually separate muscles. There's two heads, which makes it a biceps, not a bicep.
So tri has 3 muscles.
Yes, triceps has 3 muscles.
Quads have 4.
Quads have 4 muscles.
How about hamstrings have meat?
3. But the hamstring doesn't mean anything. There's nothing in it that says 3.
Sure.
There's 3 letters in ham.
That's true. Yeah.
Torn biceps has to suck.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Didn't someone just have that last year, too?
Oh.
I feel like it was one of the Bosas. It wasn't a Bosa. But
could be a Bosa. Bosas are always hurt.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was, but yes.
Anywho, that sucks. And also from the Panthers, center Austin Corbett with a knee injury is being placed on short-term IR and will miss at least 4 games.
I think this is good news for Bryce Young.
You're right.
Force him out of the pocket more. That's where he plays his best.
Yeah.
Can't see over the line anyways. Maybe they can get some shorter starters in there.
Right.
Yeah, what was that take that you had just before we got on?
Oh, yeah. Outside the pocket, Bryce Young is at least a top 10 quarterback.
At least.
Maybe top 5.
Damn!
But inside the pocket, he's bottom 5.
Yeah.
I think,
that's
honestly,
fair.
best
Throwing on the run and improvising and locating people while he's on the run, he is incredible.
While we're here, I'll keep it hot because I think best quarterback outside the pocket is probably Patrick Mahomes, unfortunately.
All right,
I think
Chris.
number 2's got to be Bo Nix, though. You see his throws on the run? His throws on the run are better than his throws standing still.
How about Aaron Rodgers, though?
Aaron Rodgers, maybe like
he impressed
5 years
me.
ago. I don't know.
5 years ago? This dude's slinging
When does he ever get out of the pocket nowadays?
Way too much.
More often than he should.
Put a dime on Pat Freiermuth downfield. And
he did. Dropped it.
Right through his hands. But
that happens too often, too. We talk about that, but what is up with Pat's hands?
Yeah. They're bad.
He's scarred from week 18 last year when he dropped it.
Yeah.
His hands are still cold.
Still cold.
Yeah, hasn't warmed him up yet.
No.
Anyways, Bryce Young, that goes back to his college days, I think. It seems like in Alabama, he was always out of the pocket. That's why he got such high draft capital. So look at the playmaking, blah, blah, blah. He was never really a pocket passer.
No, not really.
So,
you've got a point.
Hopefully he gets out of the pocket more now.
Probably will. The Cowboys center Cooper Beebe is expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks with a high ankle sprain and has been placed on short-term IR. That's no good for the Cowboys. The Buccaneers defensive tackle Kalijah Cansey suffered a torn pectoral muscle, in Monday's game and will miss the rest of the 2025 season.
I think that's worse than a torn bicep.
That's what I was going to ask.
100%.
Yeah, which one would you not? Yeah.
Oh, give me the bicep.
Give me the bicep.
As in, like, that would be not as bad.
As in, like, take my bicep, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I want my pecs.
Well, because with your pec, you can't do anything.
Yeah,
with your arm.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I feel like it'd be such a harder recovery, too.
Those injuries look gnarly. Yeah. Like, have you ever seen the guys with them?
In a bad way.
It's all black and blue.
Yeah.
And TJ Watt, I think, had a strained or slightly torn pec last year, I think.
Probably. He's always doing the...
That's true.
That's just like average guys.
Maybe
I can't imagine tearing a pec.
No.
Like, what do we do that we ever like, oh, almost my pec, you know? Like, I'm benching, I'm like, oh, my shoulder's like preacher curls, I'm like, am I gonna tear a bicep? But my chest never feels like it's gonna tear.
If you do pec flies, this kind of scares me.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
definitely. Or incline bench or decline, whatever. Let your head downhill.
Yeah, it's basically.
But even so, with your hands locked to a bar, honestly, doing heavy dumbbell, that's more scary.
Kinda.
It mostly just happens whenever your arm gets stuck behind you. So
That's I don't like flies for that reason.
Yeah,
it's not a workout.
You have long
podcast.
arms, so.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I can, but I don't like to go heavy.
Right.
And also,
I love to go heavy.
Wow.
Easy. But bring it back to football just real quick. Kalijah Kancey is a big part of the Bucs pass rush.
Mm-hmm.
That basically outside of him, this season has just been like Hassan Reddick. Yaya Diaby is there. He was there last year, but not too much this year. But yeah, this is a big part of their pass rush is Kalijah Kancey, former first-round pick.
Yeah. The Cardinals corner Garrett Williams with a knee injury was placed on short-term IR also. Yeah. And then some better news, Christian Kirk is off the injury report and will make his season debut this week for the Texans.
Seems like Stroud really needs him. He needs
100%.
somebody.
Yeah.
Nico Collins doesn't even look good.
Stroud still needs an offensive line.
Yes, that's the main problem.
But, yeah, he needs someone other than Nico.
Yeah.
He's missing his homeboy, Tank Dell.
He is.
Yeah. Sad. And then some more players that are out for week 3.
Oh, damn, I put the wrong week.
You're good. Other plays out for week 3 coming up. We'll buzz through these. Commanders quarterback Jaden Daniels. 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy. He's questionable, but it's highly unlikely.
I saw they upgraded him to a true game time decision.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Kyle Shanahan can't. He's
so
hard to read. Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho, Vikings quarterback J.J. McCarthy. Jets quarterback Justin Fields. Seahawks running back Zach Charbonnet. Broncos tight end Evan Ingram. Vikings center Ryan Kelly. Titans right tackle J.C. Latham. Jets edge Jermaine Johnson II. Bengals edge Shamar Stewart. Broncos linebacker Dre Greenlaw. Cardinals corner Will Johnson is doubtful. Falcons corner A.J. Terrell. Bears corners Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon. Bengals corner Cam Taylor-Britt is doubtful. Cowboys corner Deron Bland. Steelers corner Joey Porter Jr. And Steelers safety Deshaun Elliott. And then Seahawks DBs Devon Witherspoon, Julian Love, Nick Emenwari are all doubtful. So the Seahawks have no DBs.
Wow. I didn't realize the Cardinals didn't have any DBs left either.
I know. As soon as I was buying into the Cardinals, their secondaries at least. Yeah, it must just be like cornerback strike week.
Quandarius Diggs.
Yeah, they don't want to play, and
neither do the rookies. Why do we have rookies hurt already?
Yeah, and a lot of quarterbacks as well. We're gonna see.
Oh boy, yeah.
Let's go down through the list. We're gonna see Marcus Mariota for the Commanders. We're gonna see
Jaden Daniels, no more job for him.
Yeah, it's over. Oh, it's a revenge game for Marcus Mariota.
It is
going up against the Raiders.
Yep.
For the 49ers, maybe we see Mac Jones. I don't know.
He balled out, dude.
He did.
Yeah.
I think Kyle Shanahan really wanted him in that draft that he took Trey Lance instead.
Full circle moment.
Carson Wentz is going to be starting for the Vikings, and then we got Tyrod Taylor. I think he's 36 years old now for the Jets.
Still good, though.
Brady Cook, though, is the backup to the backup. Yeah. So if we see a little Tyrod Taylor injury, we can see Brady Cook.
Yeah, he's actually going to be active this time.
Yeah.
It's going to be, I would say awesome, but it's going to be something to see. Lots of unknowns. Some signings we got here. Cowboys signed edge to Davian Clowney to a 1-year, $3.5 million deal with $1.25 million guaranteed.
They're all in.
All in. Yep.
All in.
Why do they need edge again?
There was a really good player. Can't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
Pretty much they're weak. They're weak in the edge room though.
Yeah.
So just happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
The Commanders signed edge Preston Smith to a 1-year, $1.255 million deal. And the Bengals signed quarterback Brett Rippon to the active roster from their practice squad. Woo! And then the Falcons cut Young Hui Koo.
Yeah.
The kicker.
7 years on the Falcons. He was pretty good for most of them, but this year wasn't one of those.
No, unfortunately not.
Or last year.
Yeah, or
last year, yeah. Okay, let's get into our Week 3 preview here. And last week, we all went above 500 on our game picks, and Kean went 10-5. Carson and I went 9-6, so not too shabby overall. So that brings our total for all game picks over the season, as we like to keep track of. Carson's 17-14, I'm 16-15, and so is Kean. All above 500. Doing pretty good. I love it.
Not bad.
Not bad. All right, let's get into our games here, and we'll do like we always do. I'm going to pick a player whose motor is running hot coming into this week. Kian, you will do
a sleeper player, somebody you need to watch, somebody who might be getting more playing time because of injuries and sucky play by other guys.
Yep, lots of injury this week to watch out for. Carson?
Prop lock of the week. I'm up over $700 in 2 weeks, so ride with me here.
Yeah, right. All right, first game we are going to hit on here is the Colts going to the Titans. Colts are favored 4.5 points, and so who's running hot coming out of this game? It's got to be my guy, Indiana Jones. We're riding with him, baby. Last week he was 23 for 34, 316 pass yards, and a touchdown. And also I have to combo this one because there's a guy by the name of Jonathan Taylor on that football team also that busted off 25 for 165 rushing yards last week and 2 for 50 and 1 touchdown on the receiving end of things. So both coming off a huge week in a close win against the Broncos.
Yeah, we're going to go to the Titans side here because even though they've lost a couple games, they've still been competitive, kind of surprisingly, I guess, with the lack of talent that they have on that team. We're going to go to the defensive side. Defensive end, Jihad Ward. This team, if they want to knock Daniel Jones back into his ditch that he usually lives in, plays in the bunker, if you will, they need to pressure him. And that's a tough ask for this Titans defense outside of Jeffrey Simmons. Jeffrey Simmons is doing his normal shit.
Yep.
He's doing his thing. He's been getting 10. He got 10 pressures this year so far. Second closest is 3, and that second closest is Jihad Ward. He also is third on the team in overall defensive grade with 74.0. Jihad Ward is. So he's having a pretty decent season for a guy who is now 31 years old. And just kind of really just there to fill a spot while they do this whole rebuild. They're just kind of trying to honestly lose close and give the fans some hope. But, yeah, so far he's looking like the second best pass rusher on this team this season. So he's going to need to step up, and somebody needs to get into Daniel Jones' head. But maybe it's just not going to happen. Maybe Daniel Jones is just a different guy.
There's nothing that's getting into his head except for that big rock that's rolling after him behind them.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones, yes. And for that reason, the prop lock is Daniel Indiana Jones over 211.5 passing yards, minus 114. Indiana Jones has been looking like the real deal out there. So I'm going to hop on the hype train. Tennessee doesn't have a good defense, and hopefully Cam Ward can do some scoring here at home to give the Colts more incentive to the throw. But I do feel good about this line either way.
I'm with you. Hell yeah. Pick 'em.
Game picks. This is an easy one for all of us, clearly. We're riding with the Colts at minus 4.5. We think that they're going to best the Titans here. Titans are going to continue their slow start. Cam Ward is going to continue struggling, adjusting to the NFL. And Indiana Jones is going to keep riding that rock.
Whoo, baby. I love it. Yep, with the Colts.
Yeah, I completely agree. This line is way too low. I get that the Titans have been keeping games close, but with how hot Daniel Jones is right now, his hooves are burning, baby. He's sprinting down the field. His hooves are burning.
Here comes the line, though. This line's got to come up on him sometime. He's going to trip on it.
And they still got that defense that hasn't been playing quite up to snuff, is what I think most of us would think. But against the Titans, I think they'll be able to hold their own.
Oh, yeah. Cam Bynum's having one hell of a year.
Yeah.
That guy is a ball hawk.
Some of the best celebrations in the league.
Yes.
This year too.
I love it.
He hits the back like sideways worm.
Yeah.
And then what did he do?
He put the football into the front of his jersey, and he was like humping. He was like humping with the Colts mascot.
Yes, he started humping with the ball.
Yeah, because that's what the Colts mascot Blue does.
Yes.
Shakes his hip.
It's awesome.
But Cam Bynum initiated it.
Yeah.
Then Blue saw what was going on.
Yeah.
He came over. He's like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Cam Bynum has had some of the best sellies in the past few years on the Vikings.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
I love it.
He's good.
Yep. Steelers going to the Patriots. Steelers are favored 1.5 here. Who's running hot coming into this one? It's got to be Drake May, with a special shout-out to Ramondre Stevenson from last week. He had 11 for 54 on the ground and 5 for 88 receiving yards also. And I have to also – this is like a triple one to go into this one. I have to special shout-out to the Pats defense, too. Last week they had 5 sacks and a key interception last week. So Drake May, though, main guy here, he ended his day 19 for 23, 230 pass yards, and 2 passing tuds, and he went 10 rushes for 31 yards and a rushing touchdown. Very productive, efficient, and just it was very good to get a nice confidence-inspiring win for the Patriots.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to keep it with some guy who's also running pretty hot on the Steelers, coming off a loss, but his first game of the year, Steelers edge Nick Herbig had one hell of a game. Alex Highsmith is on IR. So Herbig came in and he immediately stepped up. Jack Sawyer also got a lot of playing time too, across from TJ Watt. But Drake May has taken the 4th most sacks in the NFL this season. He's kind of holding on to the ball a little bit. They're still figuring out that offensive line. That's just a bunch of new pieces. And last week, Nick Herbig, he didn't get a sack, but he did lead the team in pressures with 4. That was more than guys like Cam Hayward, Keanu Benton, TJ Watt, Jack Sawyer. Had a really, really good game in his first game back and looking like he's going to have quite some good playing time with Highsmith on IR.
He's a stud.
Prop block of the week, Drake May over 221.5 passing yards. He's gone over this line in both his games so far, and the Swiss cheese Steelers defense
who would have thought?
That's an understatement.
Has given up 218 yards to Justin Fields on only 22 attempts and 295 yards to Sam Darnold. I'd say Drake May is in the same realm as those guys.
Yeah.
Sure.
And this offense has shown they're fine throwing the ball 46 times a game.
Oh, man.
Derek Harmon's healthy. He's going to do it with Cam Ward to clog the middle.
Yep.
Patriots got to throw the ball. Vegas is just scared, in my opinion, that this defense is finally going to turn around, which, honestly, this could be the game that they do turn it around because it's got to happen sometime soon. But, nonetheless, I'm going Drake May over 221.5.
I like it. I don't like it, but I see it.
Yeah.
Yep. Regardless of how Drake May is running hot right now, and he's going to hit his over, I'm still going with the Steelers here because, like I said, the Steelers' defense has to turn around sometime. This offense has looked the best it's looked since Big Ben was here, and the defense just needs to step up to the game, and they should start actually competing with people. And last week, you have a mistake on special teams that blows the game for you. If that doesn't happen, then it's hard to say how that game ends, but I'm going Steelers minus 1.5 here.
Yeah, I like Steelers minus 1.5 also here. I think their defense will pretty much turn it around. They've been getting good pressure. Not a lot of sacks yet, but Jack Sawyer is a couple games in now, is getting more comfortable. Kean said, like Nick Herbig, excuse me, he's getting more comfortable too. And TJ Watts
might get a season debut from Derek Harmon coming up here soon. If not this week, then probably next week. He was practicing this week.
Yeah, so if Derek Harmon's in there, that's going to help with that run game that they've been god awful at. So all that combined with, I feel like the Steelers will still be able to make up in that secondary. They'll still be able to be fine against the Patriots and Drake May. I think they'll send enough pressure.
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to for me. I think that finally the pressure is going to get home on this offensive line of just all new guys that haven't really meshed too well yet. And Drake May I think he's going to be freaking out. We did see a good game from him last week, but week 1 was not a good game.
No, it wasn't.
We'll see what Drake May we get, and I think that's going to really play a factor. But for me, I'm going with the Steelers just like you guys.
Boom. Next game, Jets are going to the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are favored 6.5 points at home. Who's running hot? I think we all know who's running hot. He never runs cold. It's a guy by the name of Baker Mayfield, dude. He's coming off a week where he went 25 for 38, 215 pass yards, 2 pass touchdowns, and 33 yards rushing for a close win last week. And Baker is fully in dog mode already and going into week 3. He's got 5 total touchdowns over the first 2 weeks, and he's using his legs very, very well by rushing for 33 yards last week and 39 yards in week 1. And he's also somehow magically healing himself by talking shit back to the opponent.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Dog.
It was with CJGJ.
Of course it was, yeah.
Yeah. Those guys hate each other. It's awesome.
It's great.
So we gotta look to stop that guy because he's running so hot. So
running hot.
Jets, we're going to the Jets safety. Andre Cisco, this is the guy who played on Jacksonville for many, many years. Everybody just kind of forgot about him because he played on Jacksonville's team.
Sure. Yeah, right.
But somebody's got to slow down Baker and these wide receivers. Baker has the most deep, which is 20-plus yards downfield, pass attempts in the NFL, and 3 of his 5 passing touchdowns this season have come from deep. So it is important that you need that free safety back there that Andre Cisco is. Right now he's got 1 pass breakup. He is fourth on the team in overall defensive grade with 77.5, a 75.8 coverage grade. So he's having a nice season, and he has never had a coverage grade lower than 60.1, which that's pretty damn good.
For coverage.
Yeah, for coverage, that's pretty damn good, going back to his days in Jacksonville. So Andre Cisco is going to have to make sure that he doesn't get beat deep.
Garrett Wilson, over 64.5 receiving yards, is a lock at -114. Tyrod Taylor is an upgrade for Garrett Wilson, at least for what we've seen so far. Tyrod Taylor played 2 drives in the previous game after Justin Fields left. He targeted Garrett Wilson 4 times for 3 receptions and 33 yards in those 2 drives, which is a pace better than we've seen with Justin Fields. So give me Garrett Wilson over 64.5.
Solid. Pick him.
Yeah, I'm going with the Jets here because I think Tyrod Taylor is going to show that this offense can move with a veteran, experienced quarterback. And I really like what the Jets have been cooking up here, even though I did doubt them coming into the season. I think Tanner Engstrand is bringing a lot of the good stuff over, and he's adapting the offense to what pieces they have. So give me Jets to cover the 6.5 points.
Wow. I can't ride with that at all. I'm with the Buccaneers here. I think it's funny. Let's go back. You mentioned I think the Jets can do it with a experienced something quarterback.
That's Tyrod Taylor. Hell yeah.
They tried that for the past 2 years, huh?
Yeah, but he wasn't Tyrod Taylor.
Okay.
That's a good point.
He was just 4-time. Yeah, you're right. He was not Tyrod Taylor.
Yes.
Could have been a 4-time NFL MVP, but anyways.
Tyrod Taylor.
No, I can't do it. I got to ride with the Bucs here. The Jets just bringing in a different quarterback because of injury. I don't think that's going to bode well, at least not this first week without Justin Fields. I think the Bucs are running too hot, and they're just going to be able to throw all over the Jets, run all over them with Big Bucky Irving, and Emeka Ibuka getting more comfortable in that offense and just absolutely going off. I'm with the Bucs.
I'm with Cody here with the Bucs. I don't want to bet against Baker right now, and I don't want to bet against him with a quarterback in Tyrod Taylor that hasn't gotten any first-team snaps. So I think that it's going to be Buccaneers all day, and I think that they're going to stay hot and end up 3-0 here.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. Raiders are going to the Commanders. Commanders are favored 2.5 points at home here. Who's running hot coming into this game? I got none for this one. This is a cold game. We are playing in Lambeau in the middle of winter right now for this one is what it feels like, except the stadium's not that nice. Yeah. It's just this one's rough. Geno's coming off a 0 touchdown, 3 interception day last week where they got beat pretty handily by the Chargers. And Jaden Daniels has an knee sprain, and more than likely, I don't know if it's confirmed if he's out yet.
He is.
Okay, it's confirmed for him. So they're rolling with Marcus Mariota. He's solid, but he's not running hot yet. He hasn't played yet. So, and also for the Commanders, why they're also so cold, their leading receiver from week 2 was 34-year-old Ted Eckers.
Oh, yeah.
And they had basically no run game at all. So this is a cold game, unfortunately. I don't like it. I like when guys are running hot, but this one's about as cold as you can get.
Yeah, Carson keeps telling us that he watches the Commanders pretty closely as a Jaden Daniels fan. The Commanders secondary might be the worst in the league. Probably not the worst, but one of the worst, no doubt. I say they give more of a run to safety/special teamer Jeremy Reeves. The secondary has been absolutely terrible.
Please.
Especially the safeties. Will Harris and I can't even blanking on the other guy's name right
Doesn't
now.
deserve
it. It's all right. We all are.
Yeah,
we all don't know.
Just get Will Harris off the field.
Okay.
Quan Martin.
No!
Yeah.
Get them both off the field.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lattimore, too. Get him out of here.
Seriously.
And someone teased Mike Sanders still had a tackle. What happened this offseason?
I don't know.
All right, I'm with you on that one.
Trey Amos is not looking bad, though. He's not too bad.
That's true.
But
he relies on
1 out of 11.
Yeah, he does rely on underthrown balls from Jordan Love. But let's get Jeremy Reeves in there. He was an all-pro special teamer, which to be all-pro anything is high honors.
Sure.
So this guy, so he's getting tackles at least on special teams. And this season he has 17 snaps on defense. That's not a whole lot. But his overall his grade is 71.6, 68.7 coverage grade. I would say hell with it. Just try it.
Please.
Throw him in for Quan or Will Harris.
Please.
Yeah.
Bobby Wagner's the only defense.
Yeah.
The only defense.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's 35 or something.
Yeah.
36.
He's probably 36.
So, yeah, just throw Jeremy Reeves in there. Give the guy a shot because, hell, he's one hell of a special teamer, obviously. So, throw him in a safety. What the heck could happen? Probably wouldn't be any worse.
Might as well try it this week.
Yeah.
At least he can tackle.
Yeah.
Will Harris and Quan Martin can't cover or tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody is running very cold this game. And injuries. So for these reasons, I'm going Deebo Samuel over 5.5 rush yards at -108.
Oh.
In a game where the Commanders are now without their 3 leading rushers from last season, with Jaden Daniels and Austin Eckler out, Brian Robinson no longer on the team. I think Cliff Kingsbury finds creative ways to move the ball. So who better to do it than Deebo Samuel? These rushing yards can come in the form of jet sweeps, backward screen passes, or even Deebo lining up in the backfield. Give me Deebo Samuel over 5.5 rushing yards.
It's good.
And I'm going with the Commanders, -2.5 here. You'll notice a trend here with my picks.
Trusting the old farts.
I am betting on backup quarterbacks, and because I have a very strong belief in backup quarterbacks' first game, or even when they come in a game, replacing someone. It seems like they always look good. Yeah. And then there's always that chatter out there. It's like, oh man, like is the starter gonna lose his job because like, holy smokes, this guy looks good out there. Like Tyrod Taylor, 2 drives, punting a touchdown. Whenever Justin Fields the whole game scored 0 points. Last year, Marcus Mariota came in for Jaden Daniels and looked way better.
He did.
It's because teams don't have film on these guys. Right now, you can predict exactly what Jaden Daniels is gonna do. You can predict exactly what Justin Fields is gonna do. But Tyrod Taylor and Marcus Mariota, you don't know how they play. The best film you have on them is from when Marcus Mariota was on the Titans or whatever. And so he's a new guy, new methods here. It's same offense, but he's going to have his own preferences of what he wants to do. So I'm going Commanders 2.5 points here. Also because the Raiders did not look as good last week as they did week 1. But I do have faith in Pete Carroll to turn around.
I see where you're coming from. That's a good point about the backups not having any film. But I got to ride with the Raiders this week. I think they don't necessarily turn it around, but I think they have enough, specifically on the defensive side of the ball, to be able to get it done. Their defense has been trying to look. Their defense has been fairly stingy. Relatively. Relatively. They held the Chargers to 20 points. With how the Chargers are looking, it's looking like that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
And with the Commanders having so many injuries, I think I just gave the benefit of the doubt to the Raiders this week, hoping that Geno can turn it around and that defense can kind of pin their ears back and get after Marcus Mariota, who's not quite as much of a running threat as someone like Jaden Daniels is.
Yeah, as much as I love rooting for the Oregon guys like Marcus Mariota, had a lot of good runs, a lot of good years there for Oregon. Not too many good years in the NFL.
True.
But I want to trust Geno Smith. And I think the Raiders win this game outright because this Commanders team, I said before the year, they really scare me because they're so old and
bad. They're bad.
Jaden Daniels comes out. I'm afraid this team's going to fall apart for this game. And I think the Raiders could win by like 10. Because I think that Brock Bowers last week, he was hurt, and it was pretty clear. He's got a huge knee brace, and he's not going to be fully healthy this week. The guys don't get fully healthy in the NFL season. NFL football is a dangerous game. You're always going to be hurting. Mm-hmm. But I think that just another week of Brock Bowers not getting injured last week and just getting healthier and healthier this week, I think that's going to matter for this defense. And we just talked about there's nobody on the secondary who can cover Jacoby Myers or Brock
even Trey
Bowers,
Tucker.
Or even Trey Tucker.
Yeah. They can't even cover Michael Mayer.
Yeah. They can't even cover Dante Thornton, who all he does is just run deep right
straight. Yeah.
So I think that it's Raiders, and I think it's Raiders big in this game.
Nice. Rams are going to the Eagles. Eagles are favored 3.5 points at home at the Link. Matt Stafford in that pass game is running real hot coming into this game. Stafford went 23 for 33, 298, and 2 touchdowns and 1 pick last week to lead the Rams to crushing the lowly Titans on the road, 33-19 last week, and that pass game was just on fire. Devontae Adams was up over 100 yards and had a touchdown. Puka was 8 for 91, and Puka also added that impressive long touchdown run that we all saw and loved. So, yeah, Matt Stafford in this pack game, they are clicking on all cylinders right now and rolling hot coming into this game against the reigning Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, we've seen the first 2 weeks, both the Cowboys and the Chiefs have played the Eagles, and they've proven that if you can suffocate the Eagles pass game, you can stick with them.
Yep.
So that it's going to come down to one of the corners here that I'm going to highlight is the Rams corner, Kobe Durant. He's having one hell of a breakout year. Right now, he is the number 3 highest graded cornerback in the NFL through 2 weeks.
Dang.
He's having an awesome year. Right now, he's at 84.7 overall defensive grade, 86.1 coverage grade, and he's up there with guys like Sauce Gardner is obviously number 1. He's having a great year again. Yep. But Kobe Durant is doing awesome. And right now, he's looking like the CB1 on this team because Ahkello Witherspoon is also hurt right now. He's the opposite starter. Mm-hmm. They're starting Emmanuel Forbes on the other side. So I didn't want to highlight him as a sleeper because I'm really scared that it's just not going to work out. And right now, he's got a 56.4 defensive grade.
Oof.
So Kobe Durant having a great year. He's going to be in charge of stopping either one of the 2 superstar wide receivers that the Eagles have. And it's going to be a tough task, but they've proven that if he can do that, play a big part in that the Rams can stick with him.
Yep.
I'm betting on Kobe Durant here as well. Jalen Hurts under 190.5 passing yards at minus 114. The Eagles have looked different this year. Keen was kind of touching on it, and not necessarily in a good way. Now that Kellen Moore is gone, it looks like they have zero intent to throw the ball, so they just haven't really if it's not given to them. I don't think that changes against the Rams, who haven't been very good at stopping the run, but have looked much better at stopping the pass in this small sample size. So give me Jalen Hurts under 190.5 passing yards.
Hell yeah. Game picks.
I'm going to go with the Rams here because a couple reasons. We just stated them if they can stop the pass, yada, yada. But if you guys remember in the playoffs last year, the Rams were the team to give the Eagles the most fight throughout their whole Super Bowl run. And I think that bodes well for them in this game too, where the Rams debatably look better than last year. Eagles look worse. I think the Rams can even win this game and put the Eagles back into their place a little bit because they've been getting kind of lucky the past couple games, I think.
Kind of, yeah. The Eagles are almost feeling like they're starting slow. So I'm with the Rams here also. I think they'll at least keep it within a field goal here. And, I think they have enough talent to slow down. This passing offense of the Eagles hasn't really been a true threat yet, it feels like. They haven't flexed their muscles like we think they could. So I think if the Rams can get after them early and slow them down, I think they'll definitely stick with them or even squeak out the win.
And even Nate Landman in the middle of this Rams defense has been playing really well, stopping the run to help out. Saquon Barkley hasn't really gone off this year. He's gotten a lot of carries so far, but he hasn't really had any breakaway runs. All the defenses are doing really good.
And they've been spelling him a lot more.
Yes, yes, they have.
It hasn't just been Saquon Barkley's show.
Mm-hmm. Right. So I think the Rams keep this one close. Puka Nacua is going to play a big part. Devonta Adams just had his first 100-yard game as a Ram last week using all these receivers. And I think Matty Stafford's going to keep it close here.
Yep. Falcons are going to the Panthers. Falcons are favored 5.5 points here. Bryce Young is running kind of hot coming into this one. I kind of like what he's been doing so far this season. Hasn't really led to wins per se, but last week the first half looked really bad, obviously. But him coming out and nearly leading the Panthers to a second half comeback against the Cardinals. He had 3 pass touchdowns in that second half. He ended up totally went 35 for 55 pass attempts and 328 pass yards. That was a career high for him. And he had those 3 touchdowns. He had 2 unfortunate turnovers early, but like I said, him charging back and leading that Panthers team to a nearly comeback win, I think he was looking pretty strong, and I think he's going to be feeling pretty good running into next week.
Yeah, those comebacks matter for guys that are young players like that.
Yeah.
And Bryce Young's still building confidence in this league. Well, he's going to need somebody to build some kind of wall in front of him because, as we said earlier, Austin Corbett. Yeah, short wall, please. Austin Corbett, their center, and right guard Robert Hunt are both on IR, going to miss this game. So stepping in at center is going to be a guy named Cade Mays, and he's going to have to step up big time because Falcons' pass rush proved to be disruptive versus the Vikings in Week 2, which was an offensive line that we thought was good. But Falcons just kind of tore it right apart. But Cade Mays, overall in his NFL career, has played pretty darn well. He's never had an offensive grade below 58.3. Pass blocking grade so far this season, 70.5. Run blocking at 60. He's having a solid season so far. Not too many snaps, obviously, just yet. But he's going to be stepping in there, center. That plays a pretty key role for a young short quarterback like Bryce Young to identify the blitzes and everything like that. So Cade Mays, watch out for him, number 64.
I think Bryce Young's hot motor is going to drop a cylinder in this game. Under 210.5 passing yards. The Falcons' first two opposing quarterbacks put up 158 and 167 passing yards, showing the improvement of this defense, which is filled with rookies that we love. Last game, Bryce Young threw the ball 55 times, which does concern me a bit and probably means that he's going to blow this number out of the water. But I'm betting on this defense to shut down the Panthers all game, especially with their injured offensive line. Bryce Young under 210.5 passing yards.
Yep.
On that same note, I'm going Falcons here because I think the Falcons' run game is going to do whatever they want against the Panthers. And if their run game needs a break, then Michael Penix is there to deliver the ball. That's the reason I didn't bet on Michael Penix this week. I vowed to continue to bet until his line got respectful. But the Falcons showed last week that they don't even need him to pass because their run game and offense and defense.
Bijan's really good.
Yeah, they've just looked so dominant without even throwing the ball. So I'm scared that they're going to get into some more of that game script where they don't even have to throw. So Falcons minus 5.5. That's a lock.
Yep. That's
not my lock, though. It's not my lock. Though.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's all my reasons, too. That injured offensive line is super concerning. Even though Bryce Young is running hot coming to this week, may just be a hot four-cylinder, you know what I mean? So it's only limited power here. The Falcons' defense and Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson are a lethal duo so far this season, and I don't think that's going to stop against the Panthers.
Bless you.
God bless.
Oh, that's my go right there. I mean, go, kid. I'm also taking the Falcons. I can't ride against my boys. I can't ride.
They are your boys.
They are my boys. Dude, the Falcons, I was feeling amazing watching that.
Yeah, I'm sure
Monday
you
Night
were.
Football. Was it Monday Night Football? Sunday Night Football.
Sunday Night Football.
Just like everything, it was that
football.
it was Sunday Night Football against the Vikings. It was that Leonardo DiCaprio meme. Because J.J. McCarthy was sucking ass and the Falcons were doing awesome. So I really think that they keep it up now because now that they see that they can get a pass rush for the first time in years, I think that they're going to carry confidence into Carolina and just make Bryce Young's life a hell.
Yeah, very good chance. Packers are traveling to the Browns. Packers are favored 7.5 points on the road. Who's running hot coming into this week? This kind of has an asterisk, but I had to go with him anyways. Tucker Kraft is running super hot coming this week. There's questions about whether he's going to play this week or go on IR. I don't know what kind of reporting that is because that's a huge difference. But anywho, it's sounding like I think he said yesterday or something he was going to play or someone said it was. Either way, he's still running hot coming into this week. Basically just coming off that huge week against the Commanders last week where he went 6 for 124 and a touchdown.
We're going to need some help slowing down Jordan Love. He's having a good year so far. We're going to talk about Browns safety Ronnie Hickman Jr. He's their starting free safety. He gets deep. He gets deep, yeah. He's the guy who's deep most of the time. And Jordan Love loves to throw those lollipop passes deep. And hopefully Ronnie Hickman Jr. can pick off some of those. So far this season, he has an overall defensive grade of 71.9, run defense grade of 69.3, coverage grade of 68.1. Pretty solid all across the board. And he's going to have to play a big part in knocking down some of those passes and maybe even picking some off. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I like where I was riding last week, and I'm not getting off this train just yet. Harold Fannin Jr., 4+ receptions at minus 146. He put up five more receptions last week as this offense tries to find some spark. And I imagine Joe Flacco is going to want to get the ball out fast and plenty in this game that I think is going to be closer than you may expect, which is why I have to ride with my Browns again. Plus 7.5. Come on, Browns.
Mine.
As long as Joe Flacco is starting for the Browns, I cannot find myself not betting against them. I feel like they can keep games way closer than everybody thinks, and I think that Vegas is kind of showing that here a little bit. I think that Jordan Love, like Kian said, has been getting lucky some. He just throws lollipop passes in.
Week 1 was good, I'll say. Week 2 was aggravating to watch.
Yeah, because the Commanders don't have any
Terrible
safeties.
Defense, yes.
Yeah. But the Browns have been very good at stopping the run. Last week, they all but shut down Derrick Henry. And I think that if the Browns can do that once again to Josh Jacobs, Browns are home here, then this Packers offense is really going to struggle because their run game opens up the pass game. And if they can't run the ball, I think that this offense is going to finally look penetrable as it's looked
nice.
As it's looked impenetrable all season. So I think they put a little hamper in Jordan Love and the Packers' step here whenever they're looking like damn near, debatably, Super Bowl favorites right now.
Yeah, I have to ride with the Packers. I can't pick the Browns. I can't bring myself to do it.
Neither can I.
Picking Joe.
Yeah, you're picking Joe. I love Joe. I love Joe Flacco. But I just have to ride with the Packers here. I think they're too deep of a team, even if their run game gets stopped. I don't know. Maybe LaFleur won't be smart enough to figure that out if their run game is stifled, but I think they'll be able to figure it out against the Browns and get a pretty decisive win.
Yeah, I'm not betting against the Packers right now. And last week, we were all on the Browns. It was minus 11.5 all against the Ravens, and the Browns got beat pretty bad.
They did.
So needless to say, the Ravens covered that line. I think that the Packers. This seems like a really low line to me from what I've seen out of the Packers as a whole.
Yeah.
I think that 40-year-old Joe Flacco is going to be pretty scared whenever he sees Micah Parsons coming down on him.
Yeah, I don't know how they're supposed to stop him, really.
Yeah, it's going to be Packers all day, I fear.
Yeah, I don't know how they're supposed to move the ball, really. Yeah. But
yeah.
Hopefully they can hold the Packers to less than 8 points.
Yeah.
I don't think they're scoring any.
All right, Bengals are going to the Vikings. The Vikings are favored 3 points at home. Who's running hot coming to this one? Well, Jamar Chase, of course, the big dog over there on the Bengals. He's coming off a huge Jamar Chase-like week where he went 14 catches, 165 receiving yards, and a receiving touchdown. Not much more to say on that. Jamar Chase is back to doing his thing.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you who's not running hot and who honestly sounds probably a lot like this season.
Yeah.
Yes. Snotty. This is a snotty guy.
Add in a toilet flush.
It's the Bengals' offensive line. They feel pretty shitty now that they just got their franchise quarterback hurt yet again for another season. So,
God, I hate it.
But we got to highlight a sleeper on there who has actually been playing well. It's Dylan Fairchild. He's a rookie out of Georgia. Sweet Georgia Peaches. He is just 22 years old, and he's been starting all along this offensive line at left guard. And on the season, he's got 66.2 pass blocking grade and a 56.3 run blocking grade. Now, it is obviously easier to play offensive line in the interior positions, but he's always been a guard, so that's just kind of where he's going to line up. But he's even in college. Sorry, pulling up his college stats. Pass blocking grades of 87.0, 86.8, 71.7, 72.0, all across his 4 years at Georgia in the SEC, where he faced pretty good competition. So he's been holding up his end of the bargain. Mm-hmm. Wasn't his fault that Joe Burrow got hurt, but, I mean, collectively it was all their faults. But maybe Dylan Fairchild can, maybe the boys are going to band together and be like, we're sorry, Joe, we'll protect Jake at least.
Yeah, sure.
I'm continuing my own trend of this episode. Carson Wentz over 203.5 passing yards. I still believe in this offense and Kevin O'Connell, despite their offensive line injuries, especially against this Bengals defense. And I believe this quarterback change is yet again another short-term upgrade for an offense that has been struggling. And I think now Kevin O'Connell can show his quarterback whispering ability, that he has a veteran quarterback in there. Especially one that is very reminiscent of former quarterback Sam Darnold.
Because they're both redheads.
Yes, exactly. And they both underperformed for most of their career.
And they both have a history of throwing at picks.
Until they get to Kevin O'Connell. Then they go off. I don't know if J.J. McCarthy's getting this job back. Carson Wentz is going to ball out in this offense. Justin Jefferson is going to finally show like he's the number one receiver in the league. And for that reason, I'm going Vikings, -3 here. This offense is going to look like a whole new offense, one that we haven't seen since last season. They're going to look like the Kevin O'Connell Vikings that everyone remembers them as, and they're going to dominate the Bengals on Sunday.
You said Carl Wentz is you want him over 203.5 pass yards?
Oh, yeah.
If that includes throwing to the other team, hammer it home. I am right there with you. I got to go with the Bengals here. I'm not going with cardiac Carson Wentz. Just gives you heart attacks every time he throws that ball up in the air. You don't know where it's going. It's going to be exciting. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But he might be throwing it left-handed backwards between his legs.
Patrick Mahomes.
Like a little bit like Patrick Mahomes.
I told you.
But no, I got to roll with the Bengals here, even with Jake Browning. Jake Browning proved the last time he was filling in for Joe Burrow that he still slings the pill, and they got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, and that's it. They're good.
Yeah, Browning threw 2 picks in that last week's game filling in for Burrow, and then he locked in. And he was just a touchdown machine.
He got scoped in.
Yeah.
Ready to go with that Brown around.
Just like Carson said, he likes betting on backup quarterbacks. Jake Browning is he's probably one of the best backups in the league.
Honestly, yeah.
As being proven.
As we were watching the game last week, I was saying and truly believing Jake Browning outplayed Joe Burrow in the time he was in that game compared to Joe Burrow's first 1.5 games. Jake Browning looked better than Joe Burrow did.
Now, once again, Carson did just highlight earlier that backup quarterbacks coming in.
No tape.
No tape on these guys.
Exactly.
So I think Browning's going to be good again for this week. I mean, it's going to be one hell of a hellhole for him going up against Brian Flores' defense with Swiss cheese as an offensive line.
Yes.
But if there's anybody in the league who can get open quickly, it's Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and Jake Browning knows how to get that ball out quickly. He's a quick fire action. He's got semi-automatic.
Semi-auto,
Browning rifle. Give me the Browning rifle, Bengals. I think they're winning this game, and they're going to stay on their hot streak. I told you guys, once they win week 1, they're not going to look back. I don't know when the next game is they're going to lose on it.
Hot is relative here.
They
will be on their hot streak.
They're winning at least.
But the hot is relative.
Yes,
for what they normally do.
Yes, it's been very ugly wins.
It's like they're a glass of room temperature water sitting beside a freezer. You're like, that water's hot.
Hot, yeah.
I mean, I'll take an ugly win over a pretty loss. So
sure.
There's no such thing as a moral victory.
That's very true.
Moral victories don't get you to the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Wins do, baby.
Ask Jameis Winston. Texans are traveling to Jacksonville to play the Jaguars, and the Jaguars are favored 1.5 at home. This was another tough one to see who was running hot for me here. So I picked the Jags defense, kind of, question mark. They're kind of running hot. Against the Bengals last week, they had 3 picks, 3 sacks, and some pretty decent pressures most of the time against the Bengals. Obviously, the Bengals' offensive line is
Swiss cheese.
Hot garbage. So, yeah, Jags defense, kind of. They had a pretty good week last week, so they're running at least slightly over lukewarm. Almost hot.
Yeah. I'm going to highlight somebody on the Texans side because I just can't quit them. I'm just eventually they have to turn this around. So I say get more snaps, get the ball in this guy's hand. Texans running back Woody Marks. C.J. Stroud's receiving weapons have not been good at all. We highlighted it a little bit earlier. Now they get Christian Kirk back. That, I think, should be big for them. But Jaden Higgins has had 1 catch a week. Nico Collins has been getting a lot of targets, but not a whole lot of catches. And you need catches to move the ball. Targets don't move the ball.
Well said.
Nico.
Yep.
And pass interference.
That's true. They could. Yeah. But Marks had 1 reception in week 2 for 37 yards, baby. So maybe Stroud is going to look to Marks more in the passing game to get it moving. We highlighted him in the offseason doing our draft prep stuff. He's really just in my eyes, he was a speed guy. But honestly, in this Texans team, they could use a speed guy. He's not. I was going to say he's like a Devon Achane type. He's not nearly as fast as Achane.
I would say he's more like a Nyheim Hines.
Nyheim Hines is a good answer.
Yeah,
good answer. Yeah.
Thank you.
So I think that Woody Marks needs to get the ball more because somebody needs to move the ball here. And Woody Marks proved on 1 catch he could do it. So
yeah, sure did. Following another trend here with Brian Thomas Jr. under 62.5 receiving yards. He's accumulated 19 targets over the last 2 weeks, and the combination of a 43% catchable ball rate in week 1 and some bad drops in week 2 do not bode well for success in week 3. He's up against a great defense and a strong secondary with C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Jalen Petrie, Kamari Lassiter, and likely Derek Stingley Jr. manning up on him. Yeah, give me the under.
Yeah.
And for game picks, I'm going with the Texans because all the reasons I just named. The Jags offense without Brian Thomas Jr. has not looked the same as it did last season.
Definitely
and
not.
This Texans defense is not going to allow this to be the game they turn it around. Give me the Texans.
Yep, give me that DeMeco Ryans-led defense against these Jaguars here who are still trying to kind of figure it out with their new head coach. Hammer that Texans defense.
Texans are my lock of the week. Yeah. I know that I've been on the Texans all year, ever since we did our predictions for the whole year. I said Texans are going to be the number 2 seed. They're going to go 12-5 or something, and that's probably not going to happen.
That was rough.
But We've gone too far. Yeah. We've gone too far, Vegas. Come on. Jaguars should not be favored. Yeah. Jaguars should not be favored against the Texans team. Whenever it's Christian Kirk's first game back in a revenge game, the narrative is all there.
It's all there.
Sure is.
I think that this Texans team is just too damn talented to not figure it out eventually. And if there's anybody that can figure it out against, I think it's going to be the Jaguars.
Yeah, it's pretty good bet. The Saints are going to the Seahawks. Seahawks are favored 7.5 points. I had to go with K9 here for who's running hot. Kenneth Walker, he just absolutely sliced and diced the Steelers' defense for a very efficient and effective 13 for 105 and 1 on the ground. And he's really been making a point to he's been vying for the majority of the workload in that Seahawks backfield. And now it looks like Zach Charbonnet is not going to play, is what it looks like now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So K9 is going to be all his carries for this upcoming week, so that's going to help him even more. So, yeah, he's running pretty dang hot coming into this week.
Yeah, let's talk about a guy that I want to see get running hot, and that is the Frenchman, Saints safety Jonas Sankey.
Jonas Sankey.
Yes. He got the start at safety beside Justin Reed with Julian Blackmon on IR last week, and he looked pretty damn good. He had the third highest graded defensive grade on the team, 70.1 overall defensive grade, on the Saints. So it's all pretty dumbed down. We're talking about like marshmallow defense.
Sure.
Coverage grade is 65.3, which is pretty far ahead from everybody else on the team. So Jonas Sankey had a pretty good game, and I'm excited to see him do more and more. And they need better coverage after giving up 279 passing yards and 3 touchdowns to Mac Jones in week 2. So Jonas Sankey needs to step up, please.
Yeah.
We've got the parlay of the day on this game with bets that I've gone 3 for 3 on combined this season. Jackson Smith-Njigba over 6.5 receptions. He continues to be a target hog for Sam Darnold. And Jawan Johnson over 42.5 receiving yards. My third time betting it this season. This is going to go 3 for 3 this week. He also continues to show his strong connection with Spencer Rattler and his importance in his offense. I also love him for anytime touchdown. We got those 3 guys out that we just named on the Seahawks defense, along with, as they were healthy, the first 2 weeks, the Seahawks have given up the most fantasy points to tight ends. So why not hit Jawan Johnson? Once again, you can parlay those two for plus 229.
Nice. Solid.
Game picks. I'm going Saints here for all the reasons I just named. I think the Seahawks got lucky last week against the Steelers, and they have their defense is very injured, and Sam Darnold is not great. On the Saints side of the ball, the Saints have really been impressing me. I think they have something finally cooking here. Spencer Rattler looked like a good NFL quarterback last week. Alvin Kamara can still do it for the time being. So give me the Saints with 7.5 points.
I went with the Seahawks. I'm just wanted to go against the grain here a little bit and see if the Seahawks can kind of keep it rolling. I think that JSN will be able to keep on doing it. K9 is running hot coming out of last week. Their defense is definitely concerning, but they're at home, both man.
Yeah.
So I think they'll be able to handle it.
Yeah, but we're talking about revenge game here. Right?
Shoot!
Clint Kubiak playing against his former team, the Saints, and he left the Saints as the offensive coordinator to just go become the offensive coordinator on the Seahawks. It's like, it's one thing if you're taking a promotion to leave a team, right? That's understandable.
Sure.
Go better yourself. Go get
Ben Johnson,
some more money.
Get a head coach.
But you're just going to get the same job. You could have had the same job here on the Saints. And
maybe he likes it in the Pacific Northwest.
I don't know, but I think it's hella disrespectful. Spencer Rattler has been playing really good football, which is very surprising. But this line is too big. I think the Saints honestly win this game. I am concerned that Devon Witherspoon and Julian Love are out. That makes it easier on Spencer Rattler.
Oh, yeah.
And a pass rush that hasn't really hit home yet for the Seahawks. So I think Spencer Rattler's going to have another good game here, and people are going to be like, wow. And the Saints might still be 0-3, but they might be 1-2.
All right, the Broncos are going to the Chargers. Chargers are favored 2.5 points here. This one's kind of, obviously there's a layup here. Justin Herbert, of course, he's been super hot, and he was 19 for 27, 242 and 2 last week. But also the main one I want to highlight for this is the Chargers defense. They did not allow a touchdown, and they also had a great pass attack that forced 3 interceptions last week. So they're running hot. That Jim Harbaugh defense, just the way they like to play, tough and physical and stingy. So yeah, I love this Chargers defense and how hot they're running right now.
Yeah, we're gonna highlight a guy on that Chargers defense. We're talking about safety Alohi Gilman. Yeah, awesome name,
Great
Alohi,
name. Yeah.
number 32 out there. Let's just say how it is. Bo Nix hasn't been good in 2025 yet. I'll say yet. And he's only been pressured on 21.6% of his dropbacks this season, which is low. Just to put that in perspective, that's low. Coverage against his receivers have just been really good. And the 6 highest graded Chargers defenders are coverage players. 3 safeties, one of those being Gilman, 2 corners, and linebacker Dion Henley, which is he's a former safety from college. So the most successful Broncos wide receiver this season has been Troy Franklin. He's a vertical speed receiver. He went off last week, and nobody really went off in week 1. So basically, I would say it's Troy Franklin. But Gilman has played the most free safety snaps back in center field. So he's going to be making sure that Troy Franklin does not get behind him, which I think is going to be important because force Bo Nix to make that connection again with Cortland Sutton that he hasn't really shown yet this season. So Gilman's going to play a big part. And he also is a really good tackler, and he has some big hits. He just no care in the world for his body, so it's awesome.
That makes a good football player.
Yeah. Bo Nix has had a slow start, and that's why I'm going to hammer J.K. Dobbins over 51.5 rushing yards. Keen's talked about revenge games twice this episode. We have another one here.
Big one here.
This is a J.K. Dobbins revenge game against his previous team in a role that he's shown he deserves to keep for the time being over R.J. Harvey. This Chargers defense has been strong all around, but especially tries to limit big plays. And I see the Broncos working the run as much as possible to try to suck this defense up to then unlock the passing game. And that run game will operate through Dobbins, who's going to show the Chargers why they should have brought him back as he outperforms both his replacements in Omarion Hampton and Najee Harris. Give me J.K. Dobbins over 51.5.
I wonder what the J.K. Dobbins number is for most rushing yards of the game. What that bet is.
Not high enough. Or not low enough, I mean.
Not good enough, I guess.
Yeah. I'll check it. Right after game picks, this is my lock of the week on the Chargers, minus 2.5. The Chargers have looked like a whole new team out there. Their offense can do whatever they want. Their defense has been stifling. Damn. I think we already used that word this episode too.
I did, yeah.
Anyways,
it's all right. You can have it.
Anyways, their defense has been muting other teams' offenses.
Wow. Okay.
And like I said, they limit the big plays and they keep everything in front of them. And I think that bodes well yet again against the Chargers. And I think against the Broncos, sorry. So I'm taking Chargers lock of the week, minus 2.5.
I'm taking my Broncos here. I love Jim Harbaugh and the way he's been running that team, and the Chargers have looked incredible. But I think they're going to hit a little bit of a skid this week, and I think the Broncos will keep it close. Sean Payton's going to want to flex his head coaching muscle here and pull out some stops to put a little slowdown to this Chargers team that's been super hot, and go up to Jim Harbaugh and be like, hey, buddy, listen, we're still good too. And I got to ride with my Broncos here to at least keep it close. I think that these past couple weeks have been slow. I think Bo Nix is just due, man. This Broncos team.
We talk about due-ness on this show.
Yeah, Bo Nix is due. Sean Payton's due. I think the Broncos defense specifically will kind of tie it all together like they were last year and really make a statement here against Chargers.
J.K. Dobbins' most rushing yards is plus 105.
It's not that good.
Yeah, I know, because even Vegas knows that the Chargers made a mistake letting him go.
You're right.
And I think, going on to that, Carson, I think I'm on the Chargers because the secondary of the Chargers is so good. I think that maybe they cause some more problems for Bo Nix in this early season slump he's on right now. I don't want to see it happen, but I'm afraid it's going to happen. And then we're going to see a lot of J.K. Dobbins. And J.K. Dobbins at this day and age, even though he might lead the game in rushing yards, I don't think he's going to carry them to a win. I think the Chargers win at home here by more than 3.
The Cardinals are going to San Fran to play the 49ers. The 49ers are favored by 2.5 points here. This I think it's going to happen. We don't know for sure if he's playing, but boy, let him cook. Mac Jones is running hot coming to this game. He's feeling himself. He's feeling confident coming in under that Kyle Shanahan offense, who pretty much can make any quarterback good. Also, well, at least make offense good. So with anyone in there, he went 26 for 39 in passing, 279 yards and 3 touchdowns for a confident, he just looked confident, looked different. He didn't look scared like he did in the Jags or anything like that. He's actually getting a chance here, so that makes it different. But he confidently led those Niners to a pretty good win on the road as his first week as starter, filling in for the injured Brock Purdy.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Kyle Shanahan needs while Brock Purdy is out. Brock Purdy is the quarterback he trusts, obviously, to just do whatever he wants, but whenever he doesn't have Brock Purdy, he just wants a quarterback who can basically just be a video game controller. Like Kyle Shanahan says into his ear before the play, like, you're looking for this guy.
Yep, do this.
And Mac Jones just throws it to him because he's open. So Mac Jones is perfect, and he had a great game last week. And I think that, as we said earlier, going back to that draft where they took Trey Lance at number 3 instead of Mac Jones, I think that Kyle Shanahan, he's finding some new love, or like
full circle, baby,
digging up that old love. It's like that crush that you used to have, and then all of a sudden you finally get a chance to take not a stab at her. That's a bad choice of words.
Bad.
You finally get a chance to go after her.
Take a shot at her.
Take a shot. That's
all.
words.
These are all still bad. Yeah.
Go after her still isn't great.
Yeah,
go after her. This sounds like really sketchy, but go after her.
Give it a go.
You get an opportunity with her.
Yes, and you hit it off, and you start making sex.
Sure, yeah.
You make children.
You make children,
That's what you make,
and that's history, yeah. But let's talk about the Cardinals.
That's health class.
How are the Cardinals going to stick with Mac Jones in that 49ers offense?
Woo!
I think that's
already week 3 and we're saying that.
Yeah. I think it's time that they need to – sorry, Cody. James Conner might need to take a little – not a back seat, but like –
it's all right. Good run.
Give him less touches. I think it's time to give more to Trey Benson. He's honestly the most explosive player on this offense. He is a home run threat. He's got speed. He's got size. And I just think he needs more of a run. Yet another season where Kyler Murray needs more help, more weapons. Surprise, surprise. Yeah. Surprise, surprise. And Trey Benson has looked good whenever he's gotten touches. He's running for like 7 yards a carry so far this year. So just get him more carries. Split that backfield 50-50 with James Conner. And see what happens. Because so far on the Cardinals offense, you're 2-0, but you played 2 bad teams. And nothing really is happening offensively. So make something happen with Trey Benson.
This prop block line is actually from Sleeper because FanDuel does not have player props posted yet. But I'm going with Christian McCaffrey over 36.5 receiving yards as Sleeper has it posted. This offense continues to somehow get more injured with Jawan Jennings now highly questionable for this game.
Yeah.
So they're going to keep feeding McCaffrey because they have no other choice, who has 15 receptions for 125 yards and a touchdown this season, all through the air. So give me McCaffrey over 36.5, or frankly, whatever the line is on FanDuel, I'm still taking the over.
Yeah.
Solid.
Now, this game pick kind of pains me a little bit because I went with the Cardinals.
Oh, boy.
Even with their injuries and their shortcomings.
I see what you did there. Kyler Murray short.
But I just cannot bring myself to bet on the 49ers. I don't think they looked great at all this season. I think Mac Jones is just like a ball distributor, like Kian said. And with all these weapons going down, it's going to be distributing the ball can only get you so far because when you don't have a George Kittle or a Jawan Jennings or whoever else they have injured, Ayuk, yeah, it's going to be hard to move the ball with just taking the open receiver. So I think the Cardinals and Kyler Murray can move the ball just enough to keep this game within 2.5 points.
Fred Warner still in the defense. I'm taking the 49ers.
Simple as that.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of faith in the Cardinals right now. I kind of liked what I saw out of Mac Jones last week. And if it comes down to 2 rough teams and if it comes down to head coaches, I think I got Kyle Shanahan. I'll take the bet on him to make a little bit more offense. And, yeah, Fred Warner's still in that defense.
Yeah, this is football. The NFL season is a war of attrition. Usually that saying is said like week 14, right?
Yeah.
Like everybody's injured. This is week 3 in both these teams.
And everyone's
so
injured. Yeah.
The Cardinals are without their top 2 corners in Will Johnson and Garrett Williams. And the 49ers are without all their wide receivers. So, hell, throw out the Walmart bag boy. He's going to be catching passes for Mac Jones.
On the way into the stadium, they're going to get someone from the concession stand.
Seriously, yeah. Yeah, you look athletic. Your hands are sticky from that. Well, I guess it'd be slippery from the popcorn, so you can't get the popcorn guy.
They
Cotton candy guy.
Cotton candy guy would be clutch.
Oh, that'd be clutch, yeah.
But I trust Kyle Shanahan, as Cody just said, more than I trust Jonathan Gannon right now. Kyle Shanahan's been doing this for a lot of years. He's used to his guys dying on the battlefield, and he keeps going.
Yeah, you're right.
No funerals. You got to keep trudging along. And both these teams are two rough-looking 2-0 teams that nobody really knows how they got to 2-0, but they're here.
But they're there.
And I trust the 49ers.
Yep. Cowboys are going to the Bears. Cowboys are favored 1.5 points on the road. That Cowboys offense is running pretty dang hot coming into this week. They beat the Giants in an overtime shootout last week, and Dak was absolutely slinging it. 38 for 52, 361 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick to a bunch of receivers. Pretty much anyone you can name, they got a catch. And the run game was actually somewhat decent last week for the Cowboys also, with Javonte Williams going 18 for 97 and 1 touchdown on the ground. So, yeah, that Cowboys offense, they're clicking right now.
Yeah, stop me if I'm stupid and being hyperbolitary.
I think you made that word up, but I like it.
Hyperbolic.
Hyperbolic?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, good job.
I think Dak Prescott is playing like one of the best quarterbacks in the league this season.
I'll allow you to keep going.
That's fair, because, I mean, we forget.
Yes.
When he gets injured, that he's actually pretty good at throwing.
He's pretty good at playing quarterback and pretty good at football.
Should be for $60 million. But.
Yes. I don't know if he's $60 million good, but that's not my money. So let's talk about some guy who's going to be in charge of covering the wide receivers that Dak has to throw to. It is cornerback Nashawn Wright. He's 6'4" and 185 pounds. Former third-round pick by the Cowboys. Revenge game.
Oh, here we go.
And this season, he played a lot better in Week 1 against Minnesota. He had a pick 6 in that game. He had a 78 coverage grade last week. He kind of got torched by the Lions because everybody.
You'll have that.
Yeah, it was a whole wildfire.
Yeah.
But he's played pretty well this year overall. You average those out, and he's just about league average. So Nashawn Wright is going to be. He's going to have to cover either CD or George Pickens, and, it's going to be a tall task to slow down Dak Prescott. And it's probably not going to happen, but if anybody's going to play a part in it, it's going to be Nashawn Wright. And this is a game with absolutely zero pass rush.
Yes.
And this is it's going to be a backyard football game out there. No pass rush. It's just 7-on-7. I think this game could honestly lead the league in overall scoring this year. This week. I think that right now their over/under total is 50.5. I can see them going 70.
Yeah. Yes.
That's probably,
make it 60.5.
That's probably hyperbolitary. But
I think the Bills and Bills Ravens game was 83. So I think it was 42-41. So.
Yeah, and Cowboys Giants last week was 77.
Yeah.
So if this game gets over 70, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb over 81.5 receiving yards is the prop lock for this game. That's a lot of yards, but it's still not enough. Through 2 weeks, he has accumulated 24 targets, 16 receptions for 222 receiving yards. Ooh. Like Kian just said, Chicago's defense has once again looked like a weak point with a strong corner matchup for CeeDee. After Amon-Ra just put up 9 receptions for 115 yards and 3 touchdowns in the same spot, same position, CeeDee Lamb is going to be this week. No pass rush, bad corners. Give me CeeDee Lamb over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now for the game picks, we're all going with the same team here. The Cowboys are going to best the Bears, -1.5 here. I think the Cowboys are just going to be scoring like crazy against this Bears defense, just like the Lions did. And even though the Cowboys defense isn't great, might not even be good, I don't think the Bears can keep up with this Cowboys scoring offense.
That's where I'm at, too. Yeah, they aren't. This is going to turn into, or possibly going to turn into, a shootout. And Cowboys are working with a lot bigger weapon than the Bears got right now.
Yeah, the Bears right now, quarterback Caleb Williams is still learning his way in the NFL and learning his second playbook in 2 years, and it is showing. Dak Prescott is showing that he's looking awesome. He's back, so I'll trust Dak Prescott here. And as Carson just said, Cowboys are going to score, and it's going to be on the Bears to keep up. And right now, I don't know if they can just yet.
Yep. Chiefs are going to the Giants. Chiefs are favored 5.5 points. And this is another layup here, but you got to go with him. He is running incredibly hot in his second season as Malik Neighbors. He put up another insane stat line last week in that close overtime loss to the Cowboys. He went 9 for 167 and 2 touchdowns. Also scoring the go-ahead touchdown from a classic Russell Wilson moonball right over the shoulder with 25 seconds to go in regulation time in the game.
It was electric.
It was electric.
What a throw it was.
Beautiful.
As we were here watching football, it was one of the last games on for the 1 o'clock games. And we were just kind of like watching the end of it, waiting for the 4 o'clock games or trying to decide like to put the 4 o'clock games. Doesn't matter. Anyways. We saw Russell Wilson throw the ball high into the air. Yeah, like, what the heck? And then it lands perfectly in Malik Neighbors' hands. We're like, oh!
Yeah, it's like whenever you know it's going to happen. Russell Wilson's shoulders turn like this.
Yeah.
Oh, here it comes. Yeah. And more often than not, it's going to work, especially to Malik Neighbors. He's just an absolute dog, and he's building that relationship with Russell Wilson. So that's also why he's running so hot. He's either building a relationship with Russell Wilson or Wilson's just going, F it. Neighbors is down there somewhere. But either way, both good. Good for Malik Neighbors. He's an absolute dog.
Yeah, we took a little shit on TikTok whenever I posted our wide receiver rankings because Neighbors was top 5 for us, and we look pretty good.
Look at it.
Yeah, he's looking pretty good now. Let's talk about a guy on the Giants' offensive line who is going to need to step up because they need to contain Chris Jones, just like the Chargers and Eagles did. Right guard Greg Van Roten. He's 35 and a half years old, but he's honestly looked like one of the best Giants offensive linemen this season. Solid pass blocking grades, honestly, throughout his entire career. And as I said, he's been doing this for a long, long time, and he hasn't had a pass blocking grade below 60 since 2021. So the past 4 years, he's been really, really solid.
It's a long time.
That's a long time.
A lot of football.
It's a long time in the NFL. Also went to Penn, University of Penn. Penn Quaker is what he is.
Ivy League?
Huh?
Ivy League.
Yeah.
Smart
guy.
guy.
Yeah. That's why he's still playing at 35 and a half years old.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I look for him to play a part in trying to shut down Chris Jones.
Malik Neighbors is running hot, but his running mate is also very hot right now. So I'm going to go with Wan'Dale Robinson over 43.5 receiving yards. Through the first 2 weeks, he's shown a strong connection with Russell Wilson with 18 targets going his way.
Wow.
And this bet is mostly just based on usage that we've seen so far. But Wan'Dale is a guy that we, especially Kean, has always known that the talent is there. So give me Wan'Dale over 43.5.
Just the quarterbacks have never been there.
Exactly.
True.
Well, yeah, maybe if New York was in Indiana, then it would have been there. But yep. So I'm going to go with the Giants here for all the reasons we just said, as well as the Chiefs, I think, are just finally showing their true colors, I guess, of regular season form. Last season, they got lucky on a level that we've never seen before. And I think this season their luck has finally ran out, and they're showing that they are able to be beaten in the regular season, and they aren't the same team in regular season as they are when playoffs come around. 0-2, and I think that there's no way the Chiefs start 0-3, so I don't know the Giants win this game, but I do think they keep it within 5.5 points.
I'm right there with you. I think they keep it close here. The Chiefs, I don't know if I'd call them reeling, but they're just struggling a little bit to get going. They've been plagued by injuries a little bit, and they just haven't been able to get things clicking together. And, I think the Giants, with that rapport they're building on offense, that defense stepping up and making plays, kind of. I mean, they just got a ton of points put on them. But I think Russell Wilson has been fairly impressive with Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson specifically. Tyrone Tracy is hurt, but Cam Scatabo running hard, and they seem to love the guy, which I do too. So, yeah, I got to take the Giants to at least keep it within 5.5 points, and that right there is my lock of the week. I mean, it has to be. I don't like what I'm seeing from the Chiefs at all yet, and I mean, it's a New York football team, so they could turn it around against them this week, but I think this is it's probably been said for years, but I think it's finally a different New York Giants football team.
Well, I think the Giants do turn it around, but like in a bad way. Nobody ever uses turning it around in a bad way, but I'm using it in a bad way. I think that they're going toward the shitter in this one. I think this is a Chiefs stomping here, and we've seen the Chiefs play against the Chargers and the Eagles so far this season. And both of those we can pretty easily say are better teams than the Giants are right now. So I think that the Chiefs, they don't want to start 0-3. I can see them just trying to run up the score here. And the Giants, report just came out that I saw, I think it was earlier today, saying that even though Russell Wilson, he passed for 450 yards in that last game.
I think it was 460.
460, even so. But so you can say he had a good game, but still they lost the game. They're 0-2 right now, and Brian Dable is desperate. He doesn't want to lose his job. I saw a report that said if the Giants lose this game, then Russell Wilson is getting benched for Jackson Dart.
Yeah, I saw that too. But
whenever something like that happens, whenever a report like that comes out, it shows that they're already not really showing that much faith in Russ, even though after what he just did. But
stupid.
Whenever that happens, I feel like there's just going to be an all-time crash out coming right here. It's like, oh, you don't have faith in me? And then all of a sudden, like, the whole offense caves in, the whole team caves in because the starting quarterback, nobody believes in him, and then Russ starts playing bad, and then the Chiefs stomp him. So that's what I think is going to happen here, and then Jackson Dart will be the starter next week.
Nice,
wow,
it's quite the downturn.
All right, yeah. All right, let's wrap it up with a big one here. The Lions are playing against the Ravens. Ravens are favored 5.5 points at home. This is a good one to end on. I mean, kind of both teams are running hot coming into this game, but I'm going to go with I'm going to go into the gray area. Well, there's no gray area. There's no rules for this. This is Milo who's running hot. Yeah.
Sure.
The entire Lions team is running hot right now, coming off that huge win last week. Huge bounce back. Of course, revenge game for Ben Johnson, whatever you want to say. But this was the Detroit season opener, and Ben Johnson was coming to town, and they just absolutely stomped it. Made it a point that, yeah, we're still the Lions. We can still do this without you. Amon-Ra, like was previously mentioned, he had 3 of Goff's 5 total touchdowns. The Lions had over 500 total yards of offense, and the Lions forced turnovers and had 4 sacks, and they just look like the Lions are, I'll say all the way back, but I don't know if they were ever really gone. They were just kind of
sleeping.
Yeah, sleeping a little bit. They slept in. They missed the first week or so of the season. But, yeah, after that first rough week, they are all the way back. And, yeah, I love this Lions team.
Yeah, one of the guys who is a big piece of the Lions team, kind of like in the heart of it, is linebacker Derek Barnes on the Lions. Most people are familiar with the Lions' other 2 starting linebackers, Alex Anzalone, anal zone, if you will.
Yes, good
and
hair.
Jack Campbell. But Derek Barnes is the true Dan Campbell linebacker. He was drafted in 2021 by the Lions, which was Dan Campbell's first draft with the team. He's always been a good run defender, and he's improved his coverage grades each year. Now he's a true every down linebacker that the Lions can count on. He always plays special teams too. I was going to highlight a cornerback on the Lions that need to step up and stop Zay Flowers because Zay Flowers has looked really good this year. But none of the Lions cornerbacks have been good at all this season because, it's Terrion Arnold and DJ Reed just hasn't played well yet. But just as important is the part that Derek Barnes is going to play in helping to stop Derrick Henry in the run game and Mark Andrews in the pass game. So Derek Barnes, remember the name, Derek Barnes.
Similar to an NBA player, isn't it? I thought there was
Harrison Barnes.
Harrison Barnes.
Matt Barnes is one too.
Yeah. Derek someone as well.
Derek Rose.
That's it.
Anyways, my prop lock line is huge, but Derrick Henry over 88.5 rushing yards is also not a large enough line. The Lions defense has not been very good against the run this year, allowing 134 rushing yards to the Bears last week, who were playing from behind all game. I think the Ravens are going to stay true to their colors here and run the ball down Detroit's throats all night with none other than Derrick Henry. Yeah. Now, for the game pick, I'm going to go with the Ravens here, minus 5.5. Last week, I wouldn't say I took a victory lap about the Lions.
Yeah, you did.
But I
posted it.
I definitely got my tires out there on the track, and I was feeling it out a little bit, just warming up the tires, ready to take off. I'm back in the pits now. I'm getting 4 fresh new tires, full tank of gas, and after this week, I'm going to be ready to go out on the track again because the Ravens are going to absolutely beat down the Lions as they run all over them. Lamar Jackson does whatever he wants. This Detroit offense looks stagnant as all can be once again. Give me Ravens minus 15.
Oh!
Wow. Golly!
Not
that's ridiculous.
Not the lock of the week, though.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, well, as Carson's out here spinning his slick tires in the snow, I'm taking my Lions here. They impressed me last week. I think the Ravens are kind of they were kind of coasting last week. I think the Lions have a good chance to at least start hot in this game and come out early and really make a statement here, and at least keep this game within 5.5 points. I trust what the I trust what the Lions are doing, and I'm all the way back on that Lions bandwagon from last year. I was never off the bandwagon. I just decided to, it was kind of like I was maybe like in the front passenger seat, like directing the bandwagon last year a little bit. Okay,
yes.
But these first couple weeks for the Lions, I was like, oh man, I don't know. I'm just gonna take a nap in the back seat. Someone got us way off course in the front. Someone that not a good co-pilot of the car. But so I'm back in the front, and I don't know. That's a long-winded way of me saying I'm back on the Lions. I like what they're doing. I like their fire, and I think the Ravens are coasting a little bit, and I think the Lions can keep it close.
I'm on the Ravens, but not by -15 like Carson's saying here. I think that the Ravens...
I changed it to 46.
46 and a half. Okay.
46 and a half.
That's not an over-under.
I think that the Ravens are going to do enough to win this game. Maybe they only win by 6. I think the Lions are going to keep it close. But as of right now, the Ravens are proven, even in the first 2 weeks, had a great game against the Bills. They lost, I know. And then they smacked the Browns last week. They've done everything that they need to do to prove to me that they are a good team in the NFL this year once again. So I think that the Ravens right now are just a more complete team, more proven team than we've seen from the Lions this season. So I got to roll with the Ravens here.
Alrighty. Let's get into wrapping it up with our LSST POTW, or our Last Stop Sports Talk Parlay of the Week, which we hit last week.
Yeah, we did.
Week 2, baby. We're already hitting.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into it again. This is where we each pick one of our favorite bets of the week, and we parlay them all together. So, Kian, get us started.
I'm rolling with Caleb Williams this week. It hasn't been pretty this season. I know he's still learning the Ben Johnson system. I'm sure it's probably pretty complicated because Ben Johnson, didn't he graduate from an Ivy League school? Probably like Yale or something. He seems like a Yale guy.
He's probably
Harvard.
a Yale guy.
Look that up.
I think
real
he
quick.
coached. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, Carson will figure it out. Caleb Williams has only passed for 212 passing yards in week 1 and 207 passing yards in week 2, so he hasn't crossed this line yet. But as we said earlier, whenever we were talking about this matchup here, they play the Cowboys. Cowboys don't have a defense. Bears don't have a defense. I predict that Dak he's going to come out of the gates hot, and he's going to probably easily score points. And whenever that happens, Caleb Williams is going to have to throw. And also, DeAndre Swift is questionable for this game. Maybe we see some Kyle Monunga, we hope.
Yes.
But that means to me that they're just going to rely on the pass more, try to get Caleb Williams some more reps and just live action on the NFL field in this playbook, and that matters, and they're just going to let him sling the pill, as Cody likes to say. Yep. So I think that Caleb Williams over 236.5 against the Cowboys is going to be a lock.
In 2008, a man by the name of Ben Johnson walked across the stage with a degree in mathematics and computer science from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill.
Chapel Hill.
Damn it.
Basically Ivy League.
Basically Ivy League.
All right, well, my bet of the week for our parlay here, our LSST POTW, I'm taking Justin Herbert under 250.5 pass yards versus the Broncos this week at -114. I just think we're going to have a kind of, well, we talked about J.K. Dobbins, revenge game. He's wanting to go out there and probably run the heck out of the ball like Jim Harbaugh likes to do. And I think that is...
Well, he's on the Broncos now.
What?
J.K. Dobbins.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking backwards.
Yeah.
I still like Justin Herbert under 250.5 pass yards.
But definitely not because I'm Ryan Hampton, because that guy sucks.
No,
definitely
just
not.
Wait.
I think that this game is going to be... It's between two veteran head coaches.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jim Harbaugh has more time in the college realm of things, but he's proven himself over these past few seasons. I basically think it's going to be close. It's going to be a game of defense is what both these coaches like. Tough, hard-nosed defense, and they're going to be all about getting after the quarterback and forcing it to the run game, keeping the score low and keeping the passing attack also low. And this Broncos defense, like I mentioned earlier in this episode, I like them to really up their game this week in week 3.
For the third time in 3 weeks,
bring it back.
Juwan Johnson's over receiving yards is going to hit. This time the line's 42.5. He's probably going to get more than that because
that's what he does.
Like I said last week, I mean, you have to repeat it because people don't know. Yeah. He's the team's starting slot receiver.
Yep.
And he's the guy that Spencer Rattler looks to, and this is the guy that provides the spark in the short area. As Rashid Shaheed and Chris Olave work 10-plus yards downfield, this guy's working underneath and yakking it up. Yeah, he hurdled a guy last week. Yeah. He's looking good.
Yeah.
And this secondary has lots of players out. They've given up the most points to fantasy tight ends through this season. So give me Juwan Johnson over 42.5 receiving yards.
Solid.
Overall odds for this parlay, plus 561 for the LSST POTW.
Love it. That is solid numbers.
Not as good as last week, the 766 or 776, but FanDuel is now on to us. They know that whenever Carson's placing this parlay, he's placing it for the podcast, and we just made money off him last week, so they're scared.
Yes.
They know. Yeah. When they you know how they can listen to our phones and everything?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, always on our microphones. They hear us. They hear those words. It's like LSST POTW. They're like, oh, shit.
Oh, lock in here. Lock in.
Yeah, they're like, guys, lower those odds.
And we don't have it. Like, FanDuel puts out parlays. Like, this is the whatever.
The most popular.
Yeah, and, like, this is the Shaquille O'Neal parlay of the week, whatever. Like, they don't want to get us on there because they know they're going to lose so much money.
Take all their money.
Yeah, if people bet with us, they're going to lose so much money.
Taking all their money.
Yes.
Yeah, like, I sent in, I said, if you can have a kicking it with K for the shitty parlay that isn't even going to hit, then why can't you have an LSST PTOW of the week that's gonna win?
Yeah.
And like make your bettors happy. They're like
exactly.
They're
like more business.
That our profit margins would tank so hard. We're like, we know we love you guys, but we just it's a financial decision and we can't do it. And I said, that's fine. Just keep kicking it with K and whatever.
Yeah, we love K.
Yeah,
but
we love K. She makes us all the money. We get her bets and we say, wow, that's a bad parlay.
Yeah, we're definitely going to prop this one up on our page.
Boost those odds.
Yeah. They don't want to reach out to us.
Yeah.
They're scared.
Yeah. They're scared. All right, guys. Thank you guys for listening and watching. If you guys have any suggestions, feedback, comments, questions, put them down below. Put them in the comments, whatever. Email us, laststocksportstalk@gmail.com. Enjoy this week of NFL Week 3 football. Enjoy the backup bowls. Enjoy the revenge games. It's going to be great. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. And enjoy the weekend of football. We'll catch you next week.